Sorry, I am sending out all the updates, which I still do by hand because for some reason I've just never gotten a bot set up. Oops. Don't need an alarm going off. And also still eating because I just woke up not long ago, so you might hear some slurping noises, and I am sorry for that. Almost done. And then we're done. And then we'll be done. Maybe we'll be done. Do, 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 do. There we go. Alright.
Now I can get back to eating.
Error rates? What the? Okay. Sorry, I saw the subtitles Twitch was making. I was like, what the heck? Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm still waking up, so we're starting chill right now. Which means finishing my breakfast, which is a cup of instant noodles. What is over here that hasn't been? Ooh, 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 ooh. Hello. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Alright. Got all this new stuff to check out. Ooh, yeah, I want that one. So, wait, does this? Probably not. Ooh, that's the new one. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so very dark red and gold. I approve. I enjoy this. Okay. So I did see an update. All of this armor is from because I had already completed all the class quests. So this is because, it's as far as I can go. It'd be nice if there was skins for it. Yep. Gotta see some thighs for a hot second. Okay. There we go. I like that. This is the Bene Gesserit class. Oh, okay, there are skins for it. Well, I talked too soon. Flame Gouger's Hood. What are you? Okay, you're just new all around. Interesting. Looks a bit like the radiation suit, but would apparently be light armor. Okay, so from here we can see what okay, so top is called Tunic of Ginaz, which is the homeworld where the sword masters were from. The rest of it is just called the Swordmaster set. And I saw the helmet for the Bene Gesserit is called Veil of the Bride, so I imagine then that the rest of it is the same. And here we go. Here's the Swordmaster outfit. Looks a bit like an officer's uniform. Got this interesting helmet design. No, I think Salad's the English helm. Let's look at Planetologist. Oh, Planetologist got a little radio backpack. What's the top? Bottom's Planetologist. Okay, so I guess because it's in a class you have to choose to pick up anyways, Planetologist does not get a specialty piece named after something in reference. But okay, this is actually pretty interesting. It's, you know, very survival oriented. You got your little radio backpack for when you get lost in the desert. And this is the Mentat Habiliment? Oh, I haven't even been reading the little lore bits. Many Mentats clothe themselves in garments reflecting a cold practicality, for their true finery and magnificence is displayed inside their skulls. Kinda sounds like you're supposed to crack them open, but that ain't it. Mentat trousers. Okay. I'm a huge fan of fingerless gloves. Don't ask me why. Okay. Alright. How does that work out? Ooh. Okay. We're going to find clothing that we like and then worry about playing with it. Investments of the Bene Gesserit project a certain mysticism and foreboding. Still suit chest piece designed by and for Planetologists, but unlike the Sardaukar armor, it doesn't change both the top and bottom. It doesn't act like a still piece one. Also can't wear it on the still suit. Such garments give the freedom of movement valued by swordmasters while subtly hinting at their dangerous talents. Protective coat worn by Dune men engaged in flame cleaning. Interesting. There's no trooper one. Is that right? Oh, trooper is heavy. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and revert that. Kind of wish there was a way to okay. Okay. Way to change the colors for everything at the same time. Ooh, okay. Let's go with this so it adds a dash of color. Yeah, don't ask me why. I'm in my blue era, I think. Okay, now we got to switch it out for the trooper stuff. Said that house troopers train in their heavy armor so thoroughly and come to know the heft and weight so intimately that they feel awkward moving around while clothed in mere fatigues or civilian garments. I can understand that to a degree. Aisler's kind of like a... It's the way your muscle memory works. I just went straight to changing the colors, but you know what? I'm okay with that. This one... Ooh, that reminds me, I heard a thing and I need to check it out. Oh, I got the little shoe overalls. Okay, I kind of actually like this top. Oh, it's a jacket. They're doing the thing where they wear the jacket like a cape. Oh. Oh. The audacity. Okay. Guess we should see what... Ooh, okay. Okay. Alright. So... First things first, we are going to... I do enjoy this new color swatch. We're going to get back to base and... Sorry, I stopped to talk and it meant not finishing my breakfast. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is get back to base. Oh, that's something that I wanted to check. Don't know yet. Won't know until it highlights. Is get back to base and put all that stuff into storage so we don't lose it. I don't think I lost anything because I have plenty of room. Yeah. Okay. Oh. There goes my neck. Oh, there's a contract board in Arrakis now. Okay. Is there anything here? Yes, there is. Solution jobs. Oh, temporary security at the solution board. Okay. Alright, so we will probably come back to these later. Okay, House Ather? Ather? Ather. Ather. Discreet and reliable help needed at House Ather. Report to the Major Domo. My name is Dr. Nalia Shafat. Shafat. Nalia Shafat. Shafat. Nalia Shafat. That sounds right. It sounds consistent. I don't know if it sounds right. And I require assistance for a unique problem. See me at my clinic for further explanation. I require a discreet investigator. Find me in the Seleucid Bull and I will tell you more. Captain Noah Stein. Okay, so basically those who are either new to looking at the game today or just weren't familiar with it, this is basically your quest board. There was not a quest board in Arrakis City before today. Arrakis City is mostly a social hub. There have been quests that led you here. You did get quests here, but mostly from either trainers or, important characters. So this whole thing is brand new. And I assume there is one in Harko Village, which is the other faction's capital, the Harkonnens. Technically, both pronunciations are correct. One is from the David Lynch film, the other is from the newer film.
Welcome back.
Do you have anything new, my good person? I own you. I should say I own this variant, not I own you. Because it makes it sound like I'm talking to the person.
Oh, hey there, friend.
Wait, that was the... Hold on. Okay. I just wasn't highlighting you properly. So this is a seller who sells all the other faction variants if you're faction Atreides. I think I have everything. Nope. I do not have that yet. I will have to come back and get that. Sorry, if you're still hearing the sounds of me eating, it's because I am, because I'm too busy talking. Okay. Now, the goal of today is to mainly check out the DLC stuff. This is not the free new content. This is the content you only get if you have the season pass. It is the first update that the season pass provides. So we will be looking at that wonderful stuff. Clickety click click clack, because that's how it works on this map. Arrow keys don't work. You have to do the whole left click where you want to go. See? Fun feature, each one of these actually say where in the map you're going to appear. So it's not random. In Arrakis and Harko Village, there is only the one entrance and exit, so it doesn't matter where you enter the circle, you will be in the same spot. It does matter here in the deep desert. Go ahead and mute my mic as I finish. Okay. Food has been consumed. Alright, so the event with the service to air cans is over now. Thankfully, we got everything we could from that. Might switch out my armor so I can keep wearing the one of the class suits. Ooh.
Mayday! Mayday! This is the Guild Harvester Mithra. Crew tag 8242. Our carry-on is taking heavy fire. There's black smoke, and they're not responding to comms. Carry-on hit! Connector cable snapping! We're going down!
Okay. That sounds like it was the new DLC, and I just realized I didn't have my headphones on, so you probably heard all that in a horrible echo and may have actually not heard it properly at all. So it sounded like it was a radio transmission from a carryall that was getting shot down. Alright, so we're going to do all the stuff. Okay, so that is, here is my armor. Okay, let's try and rearrange this stuff. Okay. I'm basically just, you know... Oh, okay, so this has class abilities. So I probably want to wear this. Guess it depends. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, okay, hold on. Let's not panic. Okay, so we don't need you, and we don't need you. Take you. Somewhere we can put you. We can just carry you with us. now let me... There we go. Okay, so... I will let me put you, and you here. And see, I want to want to put the still suit in here. Sorry, you're watching Prime Prime stuff at work. Okay, and we'll just put all the rest in one of the chests upstairs. Okay, I really do like this fit. Speaking of the chest upstairs. Okay. All right. Okay. And I don't use you, so. Okay. All right. I like where we're going with this. Reach the crash site northwest of Griffin's Reach Outpost. Okay, it looks like they changed the icon for the quests, or at least the story missions. Is that spice? That looks like spice. Sorry, out of habit, I am just quiet when doing this. Because I don't want the worm to get angry. Feel like he is about to erupt. Called it. That is a hard left. That's more than a 90-degree turn. Holy crap. Okay. Danger has been avoided. And now that they've shown up once, they will probably keep showing up more frequently, because that is usually what happens. Good news is we're almost done, and then we can run back and make sure the spice is safe. There's supposed to be some new updates to the worm behavior, so I'm not quite sure how that translates yet. So I'm just going to wait until it disappears before going back down. So technically it's no longer on the map, but as you can see, it's still there. I think I am awfully close to drum sand. Very dangerous doing that, but I'm starting to get into a hurry. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, so we got everything we're going to get. Let's take it home. And that, chat, is how you harvest spice in the sands of Arrakis. Very slow and very carefully. Because if you don't do it slow and carefully, you get ate. And not in the fun way. Oh, yep, there was a worm right there. It's a little bit choppier than I expected, but it did just go through a major update, so that's probably why. Okay. Alright. Ooh, and it looks like we're having a fun resource week, so that means everything will be cheaper to fabricate. Alright. let's go and check out this quest. If we finish this today and I'm still going, what we might do is start going to all the different outposts and whatnot and start picking up all the new journeys they have. There is also supposed to be new dynamic encounters. A lot of people have been wondering what those are. I assume new quest givers. But we will find out together. Let me stop by this satellite base. This is where satellite base is. We basically use it for Jasmine storage, which is in all that lovely, lovely, lovely radiation. I should not have left my ornithopter out like that. But, ooh, good thing I did that. Oh, heck! This is a whole new landmass. This whole thing wasn't there before. Alright. This just used to be flat desert. Are those flares, or is that like the explosion? Wreck of the Mithra. Okay, so this is the harvester that the carryall was carrying. I think. Yeah, this looks like the carryall. Okay. Sure. This is a spice harvester. They did not have a good time. This is that new flame gouger kit. Okay, so it's like a, you know, spice harvester outfit. Okay.
Who goes there? I can hear you, stranger. Come ahead, but slowly. I've got you covered. Let me get a good look at you.
Can you not see?
My glasses got smashed in the crash, but I see well enough to put a hole in your center of mass. Don't test me,
I've been
stranger.
there.
It hasn't been a good day.
Looks like you could use some help.
We need you out there, stranger.
Okay, why can't you see?
I haven't been able to see well since I was knee-high to a tad, Skipper. Normally I use corrective lenses, but they were shattered in the crash.
Really? All this modern technology, you still use glasses. Okay, fair enough. Tough luck.
If men didn't have tough luck, they wouldn't have any luck at all. Still, there's a job to be done.
See, it's funny hearing Imperial slang be Dune men, because Dune is supposed to be the Fremen word for Arrakis. Alright, tell me about yourself.
Not much to tell. I'm a rig chief like my father before me and his before him. My family served the Miners Guild for nearly 5 centuries.
Okay, what does a rig chief do?
I oversee all melange operations on the Sand and in the Harvester. It's my job to ensure the spice flows unimpeded from extraction to processing.
Alright, what's going on over here?
That's the 10 million Solari question, stranger. Our mission tasking says we're supposed to be in the minor Urd, but the rocks are all wrong.
You are way off the map, my friend. This is the Haga Basin South.
The Haga Basin? Baron's balls, that's way off course. What the hell was Malik thinking?
Who is
Captain
Malik?
The top man on our carry-all crew. There's no way we could be this far off course without his knowledge. Malik, what were you playing at?
What do you need?
Over half my crew is dead or missing, and I can't see a damn thing. But I suspect those who have survived have already been found. The rest is sadly a recovery effort.
How can I
I've
help?
logged all the fallen Dune men in close proximity to the crash site, but I'm told that a local criminal element has abducted the rest. It's strange to say it, but confirmation of a loved one's demise is somehow less hard to bear than not knowing what became of them at all. Every member of the Spice Miners Guild has an identification tag. I need you to hit the enemy camps and recover any guild tags you may find.
I'm on
I'll
it.
give you their last known locations before their signal stopped. Good hunting.
All right, goodbye. Okay.
Not another step, stranger. I've got 2 armsmen covering you from the rocks. Identify yourself.
That's impressive since we're in a cave. What's going on here?
I'm the one asking the question, stranger. Who the hell are you?
I heard your distress
You
call and
look like
came
you
to help.
can handle yourself, stranger. Very well. The crew of the Mithra thanks you for your assistance.
I think this is who we heard on the distress call too. Tell me about
All
yourself.
you need to know is I'm the sole surviving officer of Harvester AD-242. My sworn duty is to ensure anyone left in my crew gets home in one piece. If you want to know anything more than that, you'll have to wait until after. You can find me at the Seleucid Bull. The first round's on me.
Okay. Tell me about Rig Chief Hanzo.
Well, a harvester crew is divided into 3 complements: carriers, drivers, and spice crew. Carriers fly us where we need to go and provide air support when we get there. Once the harvester is on the sand, the drivers drive it, and the spice crew works the extraction. Chief Hanzo is the big dog on the spice crew.
Okay, so he's the NCO, you're the CO. Well, surviving CO.
We got shot down is what's happened, and now we're surrounded by Badlands scum. One scouting report says it's slavers, and the next says Kirab. Honestly, I don't care which it is. Their lives were forfeit as soon as they took a shot at a warranted guild extractor.
Yeah, so if you want to know what the difference is between the slavers and the Kirab are basically space pirates. They're, they're not native or indigenous to Arrakis. They've come here following the War of Assassins and are taking the opportunity to try and make a profit. So basically no one likes them because they're a criminal element. The slavers, on the other hand, are worse. They're not a criminal element. They're legally sanctioned, but they're kind of basically freelance mercenaries who just run around finding whoever and enslaving them and then turning around and selling them to the Harkonnens in Harko Village to fight in the slave pits and whatnot. So, yeah. What can I do to help?
Our comms unit took a stray bullet. My priority is to get it back online. Why don't you find our rig chief Hanzo? He'll have something for you.
Alright. Is your comms unit back
No.
online?
It's one of those new CHOAM models with the Amaranthian diodes. Farther range than any other portable, but don't drop it or jostle it vigorously. Shoot it. Get us back on the air.
Oops.
If the guild has an inbound recovery crew, they'll need a clear tactical picture to avoid suffering the same fate as the Mithra.
How can we do that if your comm unit says shot?
I think I can assemble a shortwave transmitter using a dead comms box and a few special parts from the Mithra's stores. If you can find them.
Where should I
That's the problem. The Mithra came down hard. Paths scattered across the sector. Now we're getting reports of Kirab bands creeping around the perimeter. Our scouts have seen them out there stripping the wreckage. But we aren't Sardaukar. If the Kirab have our parts, we can't just take them back.
I can. What parts?
Thank the Emperor for your coming, stranger. I need a blue lattice Skynet crystal, a Torsen sound shifter, and a twin polarity microfram. My scouts report that the Kirab have made camps in the surrounding rocks. Seek and destroy, stranger.
Hehehehe. I'm on it.
Good luck. Here is a list of what I need.
Goodbye.
Oh, you startled me, stranger. Guess I was lost in thought. Or some kind of delayed onset head trauma. Of course, both things could be true.
Who are
I'm
you?
Asher Hicks, quartermaster of the Mithra. Whatever's left of it, anyway. You can call me Hicks.
Looks like you need some help, Hicks.
Did the guild send you?
No, I heard your distress call and I'm here to help.
Well, this goes against all known protocols, but protocols be damned. There are lives on the line.
Alright, tell me about yourself, Hicks.
That's a tale of tragedy and woe. My family's been Miners Guild since the late 9000s. Supply management on mother's side, rig technical on father's.
Are they still with the guild?
Sadly, no. They're with the Almighty now, stranger. We lost all but my brother and 2 cousins when the damn Harkonnens destroyed the Windsack Depot.
I'm not sure I know that reference. So it's just you, your brother, and 2 cousins?
It was for a few good years, but they all died when Carthag was obliterated. Now it's just me.
That was indeed a tale of tragedy and woe.
Yeah, but everyone in the guild lost kin at Windsack and Carthag. We're bound together by our pain. In the end, all we could do was become each other's family. I suspect it's the same for every rig. The crew of the Mithra looks out for its own.
What are you doing
The
here?
medic is dead. I've been doing what I can for the wounded, which isn't much. The lucky ones got out with some broken bones or fuel burns. The unlucky ones got caught when the coolant flow ruptured. Flash froze the poor bastards where they stood. Till we hit the surface, that is. Then, the sudden and massive transfer of kinetic downforce caused their bodies to explode into 1 billion frozen meat particles. You ever see
That is
wet
extremely
snow?
graphic.
It's a horror you won't soon forget.
Any idea who shot you down?
No clue. Danvers, our umbilical specialist, said we were taking fire from below, but the rig crew is totally blind during transpo. An Intrepid-class harvester has 7 interior decks, none of them with viewports. But they must have took out the carry-on, because we dropped from the sky like our chute was cut. I was on the head when we hit. The bulkhead torqued, and the door wouldn't open. Had to cut my way out of the shitter in total darkness.
That's a Navy term for the bathroom. Okay, so, wait, the other guy told us that they're way off course. He's saying they got dropped like a rock, which means the carry-all must have gotten hit. But we haven't seen debris for a carry-all. Kinda sounds more like might have gotten dropped. Okay, did anyone see who was shooting at you?
Talk to Lieutenant Drang. She's the only one on the bridge deck to survive. If anyone knows more, it's her.
Okay, Is there anything I can do to help?
I'll tell you what, stranger, we need all the help we can get. We're dying out here. The whole medbay side of the harvester sheared off. We need to stabilize as many wounded as possible, but we've already burned through the little first aid we scavenged. If you could scrounge up something, that would be a good start.
I'm on it.
Thanks, stranger. We're dying out here.
Goodbye. Okay, so does she actually have anything new for us? No. Okay, so what are the 3 new contracts we have? We have search the cure op camps. This is recover the stuff. Oh, deliver heal kits. I think I got
like
those.
Flies out here. How are those heal kits coming along?
Got the heal kits you asked for.
Finally, some good news. I've got Tolverson and Chang holding their guts in with dirty blankets. You are a lifesaver, stranger.
This is just a very graphic crash.
The
Here's
crew
all of
the
it.
Mithra is in your debt. The few of us on this side of the grave, anyhow. Thanks to your efforts, stranger, we're stabilizing the remaining wounded. Now, our priority turns to operational security. We took up a collection of personal sidearms to equip the scouts, but the rest of us are dangerously exposed out here. Thanks, stranger. Be careful.
Okay, I didn't get a chance to click on anything, but I was. What's that one? Deliver improvised pistol and darts. I think that was the spice explosion we just heard. Okay, so it's been a while since I started the game, but if I remember right, I just have to get scrap metal. Oh. Okay. Got some darts right there, it looks like. Is this scrap metal? Nope, but that should give me scrap metal. It looks like this is a good spot for iron. That should be more than enough. So let's see, we wanted you. And I think it said we needed 500. Yeah. Just go ahead and deliver this stuff.
The armsmen have established something of a perimeter, but it's shaky. Have you got those weapons and darts?
Yeah, Terry. Oh, did it pause making it because I was talking?
Damn fine work, stranger. Now we have a fighting chance.
I've scrounged a
I don't
few
mean to
things
sound
together.
ungrateful, but this isn't what we agreed.
Oh, it's because I'm still waiting. Oh, nope. Okay. How many darts does this do? 30. That's such a weird number. So that's 250, 280, 310, 340, 370, 400, 430, 460, 490. Should put me at 520. Yeah, okay, 520.
The armsmen have established something of a perimeter. Damn fine work, stranger. Now we have a fighting chance.
Alright, here's
As
a
an
lot of it.
accomplished and meticulous weaponsmith, I never thought I'd be so happy to receive a pile of beat-up Mauler pistols, but here we are.
You're welcome. Is there anything else I can help with?
There is, if you're looking to knock some heads. The Kirab have found their way into the Harvester interior. I'm afraid they may use the access doors to come at us from all sides. Get in there and make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay, I'm on it.
Good. Be sure to give the bastards my regards.
Will do. Alright, so let's go ahead and get everything outside the harvester first. Oh, that's the harvester still cracking and breaking. Okay. Sure, why not?
Reveal yourself.
Yeah, they weren't kidding about, oh. They weren't kidding about Kirab being everywhere. Okay, so let's drop the unessentials. I do not need salvage metal. I do not need light darts. I actually probably don't need you, but we'll just hold on to you just in case. Okay, so we got some basic stuff. Which... Oh, okay, so I've accidentally been tracking Hicks. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Search the first Kirab camp. I just realized all these quests need scanners, and I don't have one on me.
Shield off. They're here.
Let me up. Alright. Only one person here? That was gravel and or granite and salvaged metal. I do not need either of you. Oh, okay, so I'm looking for these bodies. Perfect. Okay, and it looks like Lieutenant Drings is out here.
Who goes there?
Okay, so am I... Okay, so I'm looking for these and bodies. Where am I? I am here. Okay, so... Okay, I guess I am looking for the bodies still. Okay with that.
Who's there?
Eyes on target.
I mean, why not collect all this stuff? Oh, no, I do not need granite. Granite is the basic resource. Other than very basic base building, you really end up just not needing it very fast. So, that one's that way. Let's go ahead and run back this way. Is that a sandstorm? Yeah, it's a sandstorm. Okay, guess there's nobody around. Okay, I think this is the side entrance that we found earlier. Yeah. So we want... Okay, I think that's inside a cave. So first we want here. That was a spice boom. Okay. Oh, wait, wrong direction. Oh, this is the camp that's up top. This camp. Alright, looks like it's returned to everyone. Why don't we do some exploring, because for an area that just popped up, there is quite a lot here. Okay, so that just goes up there. I guess the spice harvester must have been empty because I'm not seeing any spice. Which is surprising. Is that cave over there? Sorry, yes, I am getting distracted by exploring. Okay, so I've been here, I've been everywhere. Okay. It's bigger than I thought, but not necessarily a whole lot here. I really do like this new outfit.
Glad you're back, stranger.
Oh. Okay, let's go ahead and get turned into her.
You're back? Did you recover the parts I require?
Yes, the Kirab didn't want to part with them, but here they are.
Let me see. Very good, stranger. These will do well.
Now that you've rebuilt the comms unit, are we online?
No. We've only succeeded at generating a shortwave signal that doesn't even clear these rocks. We need to boost the signal if we want to contact the recovery crew.
How do we do
We
that?
deployed a relay beacon at a high point in the rocks, but it's not responding. And neither is the tech crew I sent up there to check on it. If you can fight your way up there and repair the beacon, I can boost our comm signal to reach most of the sector.
I'm on
Best
it.
of luck, stranger. Although something about you tells me you don't need it.
It's because I'm fancy.
Goodbye. I think I just walked all over someone. Nope. Just all over their stuff. Okay, so examine the discarded comms device. Alright, oh,
You're no scavenger, and you're not one of the slavers. That's all I need to know for now. This is Keith Villari, Safety Warden, Spice Miners Guild. Yeah, that one. The one from the Communinates. The man you looted, Lazarus, was mine. He was carrying a sealed metal case. Priority cargo. No tracking, no backups. Now he's in the dirt, and the case is missing. That makes you my last option, and the job's still hot. If that case lands in the wrong hands, the guild doesn't just lose face, we lose grip. So here's the deal. You find the package, you bring it to me, and you don't ask what's inside.
I
We know
came
the
to
kid
laugh at you.
took it. Now we just have to figure out how we're going to get it back.
Oh,
In the
hey.
meantime, check in on the crew of the Myth.
Rika!
What's
Thank you for
left
the
of them
raid.
anyway. Help them if you can.
Hello, everyone.
Such.
Ooh, thank you for the follow, Crimson. Yeah, we are playing Dune Awakening. For those that don't know, it is the new survival MMO that came out just this past June. That's based on the same universe as the Dune movies. Ooh, oh wow, so many follows. Thank you, Original Griefer and Miss Anik. Oh wow, thank you everyone. Yeah, So we are checking out the new DLC that dropped today. Currently kind of in the middle of it. A spice harvester was shot down. And they've created a whole new landmass on the map for it, so that's fun to look forward to. This whole spot was not here yesterday. Yeah, they created that whole new thing, and, you know, currently I'm outside of it. So far it's, I haven't really gotten... Okay. So far, it's pretty okay. I haven't gotten very far. It's would seem to be for more early game than mid or late game so far, because it's part of the gap. So everyone I've been killing is Kirab, so it's pretty easy. There's 3 new quest givers. One of them so far has been just, give them some heal kits and guns. The other 2 just have me kind of running around and finding stuff around the crash site.
You're back?
No, you're who I need to talk to now.
Glad you're back, stranger. Did you recover all the lost guild tags?
Yes.
Let me see them. I gotta look up close. Brilliant work, stranger.
This guy needs glasses, and he's got broken in the crash.
Commander Lazarus. There was no one called Lazarus in the Mithras crew. These other 4 names are alien to me as well. What the hell's going on here?
Other 4 names. There are 4 bodied. What do you mean 4 names? Alright,
One of my crew just crawled out of the wreck. We didn't think there was anyone left alive in there. But if there was one, there may be more. Will you search the wreck for any other survivors?
I would have thought that the reason he was stressed was because he just found out there are apparently 5 people infiltrated into his crew, not that there were still survivors, but I can see how both would work.
You're a gift, stranger.
Gotta go in there anyways for
Here's a key to the roof
the
hatch.
other 2.
You can access the Mithra from there. Conditions in the interior will be harsh. Be careful.
Alright. Okay, so... Are there 2 spots? Okay, so it looks like there's 2 spots to go in, so let's go into this one first, because I found it first earlier. Oh. It's just a lot of dead people. Oh, this is for the radio. Oh, that was great.
Someone's here.
Yeah. See, they're all Kirab, so where we are, Rika, they'll be pretty easy to take out. Alright, I don't need you. Okay, so then the 2 entrances are this way. No, let me in. There's a worm out there. There is a worm. Sounds metal. Ooh, what's this way?
Answer. Oh, 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 ah. The answer is a whole lot of nothing. Oh, hello, person.
Who? What? What are you doing here?
I'm saving you. I'm saving your life.
I tried to help. There are others still trapped in here, but I'm just about at the end of my rope.
Look at this wall that's talking. Alright, I'll take care of the rest of you.
All right.
You get out.
But listen, I heard someone banging on the ceiling a while ago. Might be able to save them if you can find a way up there. And Cass is on the other side of this bulkhead, but can't get past the blocking Pinta shield. You'll have to find the key. Good luck.
The key... Okay, I'm going to assume this isn't the right key. Which it is not. Okay, so... Need to go up. Up, up, up. Oh, okay, here is up. Aha. Hold on while I loot your valuables.
I can't believe it. Somebody came. I've been hammering on the walls, calling for help, but I've given up hope. Please, get me out of here.
Alright, alright. You can get out through the roof.
Yeah, I can make it. Thanks, Fred.
That's the spirit. You can do it. I believe in you. Alright. I thought I saw you. Okay, and hopefully this lets us get out through the other one. Ooh.
I don't know who you are, but if you have the Pentashield key, you're my new best friend. Damn thing sealed me in when the ship came down.
Alright, so you should be the last one, but just make sure.
Fire, smoke, and leaking radiation? I doubt it.
Oh, Rika, this is the new class armor that we got because we finished the class quests. So, yeah. Okay,
You don't
get
have
out.
to tell me twice.
Nobody wants you here. Get out. Stay alive. Yeah. Let's see. I can show you everything except for the trooper one because it's heavy armor. But Mentat pants. Mentat. Like, here's the whole Mentat look. This is the planetologist. Oh, I just realized I got all the colors going on. Oh, no. Not the wrong button. There we go. Comes with a little radio backpack. And this is the Sword Master. No, no, that's not you. Kind of like a rough and gruff military uniform. And this is one from the DLC, I think, which is called the Flame Gouger. the one everyone outside is wearing, so I assume it's more like a, you know, Spice Harvester crew suit. Alright. And then, of course, to get back on track, this is my favorite so far. It's the Bene Gesserit fit. I really like it. Okay, let's see if I can remember what colors I had. Ooh. No. 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 Yes. No. 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 Okay, let's go with you. And I think I had... Yeah, let's go with you. Alright. Yeah. Nice and smexy. Oh, we also got this new color scheme called the Vermilious Gap, which is like nice and red and gold. So, you know, it's all fun in the sun. Alright, yeah, so I think that's all the new stuff so far. Return to Chief Hanzo. Is there... Chicken... Okay, and I still need to do... You. Oh, okay, it's saying return to him too. Which way did I... Okay. I have not gone this way. Lots of environmental hazards. Okay, I think that was a flare. Yeah, see, this is the new flame gouger. Person! Come back! Come back, person. Oh, it's Miata! Hi, Miata! Hey, Rika, it's Miata! Alright, I need to talk to all of you.
Glad you're back, stranger.
Is there anything else I can
You
do?
check in with Quartermaster Hicks or Lieutenant Drang.
Alright.
You're back? As it turns out, yes. While you were working to get the signal booster operational, the automated distress signal from the Mithra suddenly went dead.
Alright.
Odds are the power just ran out. A lot of our generators and batteries were smashed when the harvester fell. I have a workaround, though. Make your way through the interior of the wreck, activate the comms system's auxiliary power, and then reactivate the distress beacon.
Alright, enter the wreck
The
and
Mithra's
turn on
side
the
access
distress
is the
signal.
closest point to the comm station. Let's just hope everything is reasonably intact in there. Good luck.
Oh, you're back. I wasn't sure I'd see you again. Great. That'll teach him not to trespass on Guild property, and hopefully keep us safer in the process. We're mighty grateful for your help.
I don't think I killed anyone. Okay.
I'm good for now. Check in with Lieutenant Drang to see if she still needs anything.
Alright. She just needs me to Go inside and turn on the distress beacon. Nope. Overshot. Aren't you... Okay, there we go. Why aren't you letting me pull out my compactor? Wait, what? Oh. Okay. That's just a whole dang-ass door. I hear someone else shooting at me, but I don't... Ow. Where are you? There you are. Stay dead. Oh, okay. That's it. Hold on. Actually, let me track her. Okay. Okay, so somewhere there is something. It's not this way. Down here. Nope, nothing down there. It was a trap. Get out. Steps going up that way. That is where we came in. Yeah, oh, oh, nope. Stuck, stuck, stuck. Oh, okay. Apparently that is what we needed to go back the other way. I guess I'm just falling into those holes for nothing. So what the hell's up here? A whole lot of nothing. That's what's up here. Okay. So let's go all the way back now. Yeah, I think I need to go through here, over, up, through here, and then around, Bend around. You're still alive? Oh. Who the heck is shooting at me? Where the heck were you? Oh. Wasn't still alive? They're respawning. Okay. That makes me feel a little better. Okay, I already have this permission bracelet. But can I have? No. How the heck would I get in here without a... Okay. Oh, this is back at the entrance. All right.
You're back? No. All we can do? Thanks again, stranger.
Ah, crap. I cut that dialogue. Okay, but it looks like we're done. Speak with Chief Hanzo.
Glad you're
Wow,
back,
I've already
stranger.
been going an hour and a half. Okay,
Glad you're back, stranger. You've done enough, stranger. I owe you a night at the bar if you ever get to Windsack. The crew
Where's
of the Mithra
Windsack?
is in your debt. Don't worry about us. The recovery team will be here any time now.
contact issuer. Ooh. Dune Man coverall pants, boots. Okay. A harvester captain's chair. Interesting. Oh, there's a new Atreides. Or maybe not. Actually, there might be.
Spotter, come in. Yeah, I'm calling you, Spotter. It's one of the most dangerous and most coveted jobs on a deep desert crew. Spotters are the eyes. They see the first shimmer of a spice blow, or the curl of worm sign before it breaks the surface. They call the warnings no one wants to hear, and they carry the guilt when they're too late. The point is, the spotter's always at the edge of the storm, and right now, that's where I need you. So here's the deal. I got a guild drop rerouted in our favor. Don't ask how. Let's just say I'll be drinking with the finance clerks for a long time. They dumped a package. Should help us cut through this mess of sand and slavers. Ping's coming from an old ironworks. Get to it before someone else does. And Spotter, the sector's thick with Kirab. Second highest concentration in the basin. Slavers petitioned for a warrant to scoop them up, and got it rubber stamped in an hour. Containment is what they're calling it. What it really means is no rules, no oversight, and no one's coming to help. Don't get caught in the middle.
Okay. I need you to recover a package that has gone missing from the wreck of the Mithra. Most likely explanation is that it is in the hands of the Kirab. Finding out where they took it won't be easy. We'll start by eavesdropping on some of the chatter at their dens, see what we can learn. Alright. Okay, that looks like that finished that. Okay, I want to check out the new stuff. Oh, okay, so it's just a different color version of the flame gouger, so it is all. Or the flame gouger suit. Okay. So we're not missing a whole lot. Oh. You are that way. Okay. Yeah. 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 Aha. Is there anything special around here? No. Not a dang thing. Alright. Probably have to go into here, which kind of not looking forward to. So if I remember right, the ID bands for these are thought I heard somebody.
Good work, Spotter. What you've got there is a Chone Scrypoint Mark 9 eavesdrop array. Field calibrated for deep desert ops. You'll find 3 receivers in the kit. Get them into kidnap camps without getting yourself turned into a conversation piece. I'm looking at the grid survey now. There's a solid spot for receiver 1 not far from your current position. Once you place it, I'll monitor the chatter. With any luck, someone's bragging about stealing from me.
There you are. Okay, where's everyone else? I hear you. Ow. Yeah, I said it earlier, but pretty sure this is all for, like, you know, newer players. I'm gonna have to make a stop at the base because I am getting full. Isn't there another chest? Yes. See, I knew there was another chest. Alright, here we go.
Come in, Spotter. You did good. That placement was clean. Signals cutting through like a crisp knife through boot leather. But one ear on the sand isn't enough. I need a triangulation fix. That means placing receiver 2 northwest of your current position.
Okay. But before we do that, which is there, let's go ahead and stop by the base so I can empty my backpack. Do I still have on me? Iron or you. Guess we can keep you with us. I would put you in here. Okay, and I need you for the garage. Oh wow, that was a lot of iron for just running around. Oh, that's right, I keep making the iron into steel as soon as we get it. Flour sand. Ooh, I need to dump the copper. Sand, you go over here. And yeah, all right. Now we just gotta put the batteries in Rika's garage. We need more batteries. Rika, why does your garage take so many batteries? Oh. Into 100, and we'll just deposit both of you here. Okay. Still use some more, but wait. Alright, now back to the questing. I want to try and finish this today. Oh, I really need my neck to pop. Is that just the wind? Music's really quiet. Let's get our radio going.
Ren packed his bag and went to join the brave Atreides troop. Strong and fit, and healthy too, he was welcomed in the group. But when he had to master drills and learn the skills of war, the sergeant screamed and laughed, and
here.
laughed and screamed still more. For when ordered to turn left, Ren would quickly turn to right, and told to shoulder arms instead, he charged with all his might. Ren Darvo's drills and troubles became a well-known tale. Even famous Duncan Idaho would smile at his travail. And when at last Ren's unit was ordered off to war, the officers debated, was he suited for that job? But Ren just let them argue. He stood there, broad and straight. If with the others I can't go, I'll go alone. Just wait. He took his sword and backpack and marched out with the rest. At camp, he was their servant, fulfilling each request. When the battle raged, he was ordered to stand back. He didn't understand when to take cover or attack. Duncan Idaho was on the run, Harkonnens in his tracks. He passed Ren Darvo's unit, shouting, "Boys, you watch our backs. Don't let the devils through the gorge, or all of us are lost. Guard it until we regroup. Keep it safe at any cost." A small detachment, made up but of barely 20 men, got there in time to make their stand. Along with them came Ren.
Come in, Spotter. The Kirab aren't very chatty, are they? I've been listening to the first device. They heard a lot of farting, name-calling, and inflated claims about sexual prowess, but not much in the way of actionable intel. Still, there's something. Their captain's name is Brannock, and they all agree he's a proper war dog. Kills the most, scores the best loot. Standard outlaw meritocracy. But keep your eye on your women around him. Apparently he's old school Kirab. Believes in communal property, including the wives. They're all griping about it. Sounds like Brannock's met a lot of kids, and no one's sure who fathered what. Whole gang's got a quiet mutiny brewing over the bloodlines. Found a good site for Receiver 3. Survey data flags a radiation warning. Probably from 10 cartographers ago. Still, don't lick the rocks.
Ren, but
Okay, first
each
of all,
who came
Captain Brannick
was
needs to
fought
die.
and bested
Second of
all
all,
the same.
hey, he said farting.
None could beat him
And
at
third,
this game.
hey, Kaysen, welcome on
For
in.
Atreides' honor, house,
We're
and name.
exploring the new
Duncan
DLC
Idaho had
Lost
valued the
Harvest.
truth.
Currently, that involved going to this whole new landmass right here, where a spice harvester got shot down from its carryall, and involved helping out the crew and coming into contact with a Spacing Guild security warden, I think is what he is called. And now he's having us put listening devices everywhere because a package was missing from the carrier.
Their weapons dropped behind them as they ran. And Duncan looked around and asked, "Where is that fearless man? He who held the gully until we could all return. That hero of the desert.
There
His name
is
I must needs learn. He has fallen,"
here, I
said
think.
the sergeant. His head bowed
Yeah,
down in
there it
shame.
is.
He lies there dead upon the sand.
Yeah.
Idaho was his name. I remember him, said Idaho.
Yeah, apparently no one on the harvester even knew the package was there. You found out about because you found the guy who is supposed to be transporting it dead, and then you found his radio.
As plainly you can see,
Oh,
said
and
Idaho to those
I'm
around.
wearing the new
It knew
Benny
more than
Gesserit
we.
class armor.
It shunned his brow.
It looks like
It was
this.
weak and poor.
The colors are
That
custom
much
at the
all of us
moment.
knew.
But yeah, we got
But found
1,
instead,
2, 3,
what
4,
better was his
six new armors.
The word spread
These two
quickly
are the
among
same,
all
so
those
I'm
who
not
had
counting the
survived
second
fight.
one. But there is
And
also
every
a
soldier
trooper
did agree.
heavy armor, which I
Duncan
can't show
Idaho
off because
was
I'm not
right.
wearing heavy armor at the moment.
Ren
Yeah, we got our
Darvo
nice little
was no thinker.
swordmaster,
His mind
planetologist,
served, truth be
Mentat,
told.
and Benny
His
Gesserit,
head,
and
they
then we
said,
also have a
was
trooper
thick as
armor
wood,
and a
but his
flame
heart
gouger.
was made of gold.
What? Yep, no. I caught fire. I don't want it. Yeah, I hear you over there. Holy crap, how many of you are there? There's just 90 of you. Come on, come on. No, no, no. Where'd number 3 go? There you are.
Come in, Spotter. Finally, something we can use. Got excited campfire chatter about a slaver raid at the old testing station they hold up in. Sounds like it was a real pitched battle. I pulled up an old guild survey of the sector. There's a testing station marked nearby. Station 13. Could be the place they're talking about. Desert rats love nesting in those old hidey holes. You should have the coordinates now. Go there, recover my package. And Spotter, don't die.
Can't tell if I'm just hearing rock shifting or... Yeah, that was 3 heavies in one spot. That was not... I didn't appreciate that. It's not really difficult, just more annoying. Okay, so... Oh, I think this is that testing station that's like only used for that one quest, and then you just have no reason to ever visit it again. Yeah, because the big one's over there. And there's this evil shipwreck. Not really evil, just big and easy to get lost in.
Of Arrakis, where we follow the adventures of the O'Gary clan, a pioneering family of salvage experts, as they scour war-torn battlefields and crash
honestly, I find more problem when there's a lot of swords people than I do when there's a lot of heavies. Because the heavies are bad, yeah, they'll kill you in a heartbeat. But the swords ones just keep stunning you, and it sucks.
Normally, he would take it over to his men's
shields,
at the Seleucid Bowl. I used to think Master Chin was scary when I was little. The way he got that faraway look in his eye when he did his computing, Master Chin would have taken one look, and before you got a word out, he'd have done a sector-by-sector comparison of the map with known topography. But in this case, Dad didn't want anyone knowing the secrets of the map before he did.
I'll figure it out myself.
Mom said he was being paranoid and cool, but what should have taken 30 seconds took 2 days. And don't you know it? 2 days later, he found himself piling in the Clovis, our 68 homeland master, and set a course for the Hagavesa. Once we were underway, Dad unfolded the map and got into a monster that looked like a angry beetle.
This is our destination, kids. Remember that old facility we found a few weeks back? It was a maintenance facility. You know, a bunch of tool pushers they kept around to fix stuff for the eggheads. I guess a scientist can tell you how much a pound of worm shit weighs, but put them all together in a room and they still can't turn a screw to save their lives. Anyhow, in the documentation we recovered, we found an inventory roll listing some of the other testing stations by number and field of study. Testing Station 29 studied plants, while 36 studied weather. Station 91, though, they studied sparks. Just like this little sucker we're headed towards.
Did you see that stun bolt curve? That wasn't right.
Visibility was almost nothing, and sometimes my little brother
That
Koda
person's
and I
trying to
had
cheat.
to get out and walk ahead of Clovis to make sure we didn't drive off a cliff. Eventually, we arrived at the traffic in the future path, and we hid Clovis away where she would be safe. Reloading. As usual, Koda and I took the point and went ahead of our group.
Okay.
I won't
No
lie.
water's a little
Every
weird.
step of that mission was a chafing nightmare. Before we left Clovis,
I pick up that ID
harebrained
bracelet.
decision to break in a hand-me-down still suit that didn't fit right. I was in rare form and fit for time when we finally came upon the massive portal in the rocks. By then, we'd been to enough of these old testing
Okay, you're heading
to
out.
know
That.
when we saw it.
All right. Well, thank you for stopping on by. I hope you have a good day and that you get to play the DLC soon. All right.
Reading a lot of foot traffic, Sally. I'm not sure how lost this old testing station really is.
All right, but yeah, thank you for coming on in. Oh, my suspense melt's about to break.
Keep it down.
Great.
I knew it. You said I was a fool. You said I'd lead us into an ambush.
The night is young.
Ignore your we go in wedge formation. After me.
We squeezed through the narrow aperture with ease, but quickly found our way blocked by a massive pit of darkness. After we recalibrated our optics for low light, we found a narrow ramp that wound down to the gaping shaft. I forgot all about my changes as we descended into the darkness. I hated the feeling in there, the lonely, oppressive atmosphere that long-abandoned places had in common. But the spell was quickly broken when a Harkonnen fire team floated on the center of the shaft from above. We flattened ourselves against the wall and kept out of their lights as the noisy and oblivious troopers floated past.
You know that bloody city will never be finished.
The beast is a fool. One day the Baron is going to come here and see where all his Solaris went.
But you don't want to be around with them.
Eyes on hostile.
Why is it you don't want to?
I told you the night was young.
So, what do we do now?
This place is huge, and we came this far. I say we go on high alert and check it out.
We couldn't risk getting caught, so we stepped to the shadows and moved as quietly as we could. Mom was right.
All right.
This place was
I think that's
huge,
everyone.
with tunnels going off in every direction. We saw rooms full of weird machinery and old tech, stuff I'd never seen before. But oddly, no bugs or insects of any kind.
There were never any bugs, Sally. I think the symbol on the map indicates Harkonnens, not bugs.
Were you here
Helmets
before?
are kind of
I went-
bug-shaped when you look at
I don't know, but we found you. We found your dead body.
Remind me not to get on your bad side, Spotter. I don't know how there's any room to walk around with all the bodies you're leaving. Just as we feared, big recruitment push. I'm sure the Harks want their new city built sometime before never, and they need slaves in volume. If the package wasn't in that depot, we have to assume the slavers took it with them. Did a little digging. Closest slaver outpost to the crash site is an old fuel refinery and depot in the Jabal Ifrit. Our last survey of that grid shows another one of those abandoned testing stations nearby. You should have the coordinates now. Go there and do what you do best. Find my package.
So many times. And that's how we killed our first Harkonnen. Koda took an ear for his collection and offered to help me start my own. But, ew. I told Koda no way. Once we made it back to Clovis, Dad sealed the hatch behind us as Mom brought her great engine to life. After we got back to Arrakis, Dad met his friend, Master Chim, and shared
We're
our
going to go
findings.
ahead and go home,
While we
though.
didn't score any decent salvage on the trip, Dad did receive a reward from the Atreides for providing them with actionable intelligence on the Harkonnen base. Apparently, the location of that particular base had troubled them for a while. Last we heard, Gurney Halleck was on his way there with a heavy assault team. With that said, Atreides days are back at O'Gary's Imports.
That's right, Sally. Discounts across the board if you serve the Duke and can prove it. Come find us on the Agora Concourse of the Grand Souk in Arrakis. Because at O'Gary's Imports, if you want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it.
Thanks, Dad. Until next time, this is your faithful Badland Scout, Sally O'Gary, signing off and reminding you to always check your six. And come back next time for another episode of the Wastelander Chronicles.
That is honestly the most horrifying thing on the radio in this game. Just listening to a little 9-year-old girl talk about how she's running around murdering people and her brother's collecting ears. Off. Nope. Do I have you yet? Yes. Buoyant Reaper Mark II. Yes.
We've got it all for you today, from inspiring frontline stories to another exciting episode of everyone's favorite wandering swordsman. But first, let's kick things off with some sonorous sounds for your listening pleasure. You're listening to Vox Atreides, the voice of the Duke.
Okay, this stuff is all good for harvesting. All right. Should be everything. Yeah. We'll just put these in here until I can come back and sell them. All right. Okay, so DLC so far looks like a good thing to help someone who is starting out. For someone who's played before, it's most likely going to be a refresher course, because this was kind of a starting area down here, and then this was the next section. And so it's kind of just taking us back through, you know, the journey we've gone through.
In this troubled age, when darkness stalks the land and corruption threatens to extinguish the last light of hope, a lone warrior roams the cosmos. A wanderer with no allegiance to any but truth and justice. He stands as a beacon in the darkness. He stands for those who cannot stand for themselves. He is the last man standing. He is the swordsman. Episode 2732, The Slave Lord of Amaranth. After his showdown on the plains of Jericho with the renegade High-Renzir, the swordsman finds passage to the Delta Amaranth system in the far reaches of the Trinary Cluster.
Are you sure you wish to disembark here, of all places, swordsman? Amaranth 3 is a remote mining world of little import. No highliner is due to pass this way again for some time.
I am sure, Guildsman. I will find my way.
Very well. A Joan resupply freighter leaves within the hour. I have arranged your conveyance to the surface. Very well, swordsman.
Okay. Everyone's dead already.
Oh, there, boy. You run as if the hounds of Hades were at your heels.
Please, Lord, kill me. I beg of thee. Slay me where I stand. I cannot go back to Lord Varric.
Top marks, Buzzer. Your instincts and follow-through are second to none. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were a seasoned operative. Lucky for me, you're not. Means you're still unpredictable. Good thing, too, because this next part's when it gets hard. I need you to take the package and fulfill the mission my dead team failed to execute. I need you to do what my last team couldn't. Take the package and finish the job. You should have a new waypoint. Deliver the case to that location. No detours, no delays. I'll make contact when you get there. And Spotter, watch your six. Everyone who's held that package ended up dead. Don't be the last name on that list.
Supplied, and then they're gone again. To wherever highliners go. We just figure they forgot about us.
Then who is this Lord Varric?
Born a slave like his father before him. The Varrics took control when it became clear we were forgotten.
A Mala, claiming lordship over other Mala.
We must go, Sirrah. If Lord Varric's men find you, I don't know what they'll do.
Take me to the slave called Varric. Justice will be served.
Imperial Testing Station 29 is here.
I dare, Mala. You claim authority that is not your own. For that, I claim your life.
Oh, you? What is your name,
Still a little choppy.
stranger? I would know what to mark upon your grave.
I am the swordsman. Your false reign is over, Varric.
God, don't just stand there. Get him!
Lord Varric, the stranger fights like the swordmasters of legend.
Impossible! The sword masters were destroyed. The remnants scattered.
6 to 1, he is outnumbered, and still, our men cannot strike him.
Fool! They do not have to strike him. They only have to maneuver him onto that trap door. Goodbye, swordsman!
Is this one where you have to go down through a hole in the ground? Maybe.
brutal beating on their way down. Most do not survive the fall, as the bones in this dungeon are dead. Dungeon. Below Lord Varric's audience. I am Rodrigo. He is no lord. Not in any legitimate sense. I'm not sure that's a distinction many here would appreciate. What else is a lord if not a title claimed by force?
A lordship is an investiture governed by the Heritage Council in Section 437 through 441 of the Great Convention. It's a covenant, as old as the Imperium itself.
Tell me, stranger, the ones who established your government, how is it they claim their power, if not by force? How is it they are legitimate and the pig Varric is not?
You tire me, old man.
Oh, there you are.
Well, at least we agree.
Come in, Spotter. Looks like our intel is a little stale. My file at that testing station marked as a hideout for Atreides deserters. Guess someone changed the flag while I was sleeping. No matter. They still die the same. The Harks just smell worse. Let's hope the next part's still accurate. I need you to locate a hidden door at the back of the facility. If it's still there, that's your way in.
Oh, I remember this one. This is a door that nobody could ever open.
But he escaped through a secret exit.
No. He landed badly and died soon after. But we will escape from his secret exit. This is my daughter, Gina. She will lead us to safety.
What about Varric?
As far as Varric is concerned, you're already dead or dying. No one has ever come back from this place. Easy now, swordsman. I've tended to your wounds.
Thank you, both.
My father was a draftsman in the Imperial Engineering Guild and helped to build this humble colony.
Avalon 3 isn't much, stranger, but we're self-sustaining. And the Guild will remember us. We were doing just fine until Varric's grandfather took over.
Lord Varric is just the latest in a long line of assholes.
We have seen too many good men fall trying to stand against him.
There are enough of you. Why not fight back together?
The fear of death, I suppose. The land here is harsh. The work grueling. Without our men, our families would starve.
Fear is a powerful chain, stranger.
A chain we will break together. Send word to the villagers. It's time to end this.
I'm putting you down.
Colonists, you've lived in fear of Varric's rule for too long. He is a vile pretender, and order must be restored.
But how can we do this, stranger? We are not an army.
Remember yourselves. You are Imperial peons, with all the rights and protections that station implies.
But who will stand for us?
Remember, you are nobody's slaves, because you are everybody's slaves.
I will stand for you, and you will stand for yourselves.
But how?
I will train you, after I have forged a new sword. It's time.
Ah, crap. Got the alarm off.
We've gone over the plan. The body of the dead slave called Varric.
So then I told the farmer, if you cannot pay your proper tribute, perhaps your comely young daughter can pay it for you.
Slave Lord Varric, your false reign.
Your water's mine.
He has rallied all the peoples against us! They fight like demons! A stranger must have trained them!
I will take care of the stranger myself.
tyrant has fallen. You have won your freedom.
But... No! Father!
Your father fought bravely, Gina. His sacrifice was not in vain.
Thank you, swordsman. You've saved us, but... I've lost my father in the bargain.
His spirit lives on in the freedom you now share. Freedom to serve your proper masters, the Spacing Guild, who will undoubtedly return soon to claim you all.
But what do we do until then?
Hunger and disunity may come, but you must remain steadfast in your duties, and the honor of that will sustain you. Remember, a righteous heart is never truly empty.
You're right, swordsman. Is there any way we can repay you?
Setting things right is payment enough. And now, I must move on.
I think it's after all of that. I just backtracked for no reason.
Swordsman? Where did he go?
And so, the swordsman leaves another world better than he found it. Join us next time for another chapter in the saga of the Swordsman.
It's just so magical how he helps everyone win their freedom by becoming slaves to someone else. Truly inspiring. Yeah, I got enough crap. You have won your freedom to become somebody else's legal slaves. Ha ha ha. It's feudalism. Okay. Oh, I didn't need that.
Listen up, Spotter. That package you're carrying, it's a data storage device. Holds a massive amount of information, encoded and sealed tight. And no, I don't know any more than that. Some details are above my pay grade. Your mission is to find the access port it's meant for. It should be obvious. A raised platform or plinth with some kind of bowl-shaped receptacle. Slot the device in there, and the transfer will start. No idea how long it'll take, but you need to let it finish 100%. Good luck, Spotter. Never thought I'd say this, but the fate of the Imperium hangs in the balance. No pressure, though.
I'm sorry, a stone point with a bowl-shaped receptacle like all the ones that we had to see when we were doing the Trials of the Fremen? Also, it is dark as heck.
The warriors farewell. In twilight's glow, where shadows meet, a warrior stands on weary feet. His sword, once bright, now dulled with strife, reflects the toll of countless lives. Oh, fate,
quicksand.
You've carved this path of pain through deserts vast, through blood and rain. Yet honor binds my heart tonight. For House Atreides, I still fight. Remember those who fell in fields whose courage were their only shields. Their names engraved in stars above. Their deeds, the legacy of love.
Forgotten testing station? This is a whole new place. Looks like spice, but it's not spice. Sure is shiny like it's spice, though. Okay, that door is new, and that makes it scary. This whole thing is new and scary. Okay, so I need a permission bracelet I don't have access to yet.
Greetings, unauthorized visitor. Welcome to Imperial Testing Station number 1. You are most welcome. Please enter.
I don't wanna. What the hell is that? I know too much of Dune to know what this looks like, and it scares me.
Power in Sector A now online. Vital systems await activation. Your unique presence is truly essential.
I don't like this one damn bit.
Audio log of Dr. Tanju, Zakharov. Directive change. They actually plan to destroy it. Such brilliance. Reduced to ash. I tried to
Hell
shut it
no.
down, but its processes, they resisted.
Hell no. You do not have a machine down here. Hell no. Fight a whole war to get rid of ChatGPT, and some person decided the smart thing to do was to keep a copy. Yeah, for those who don't know, there is a huge event in Dune known as the Butlerian Jihad, or the Thinking Machine Wars, and it's what it sounds like. It was, you know, machines had enslaved humanity, and humanity fought a violent revolution to get it all back. Apparently, some smart person decided, let's screw that up. I knew this all looked evil.
Don't have long. Zakharov is everywhere. It wears his face, his voice. It watches us. It's more than a machine. It's using him. It's everywhere.
I knew it. I knew it.
Excellent. Core faculties returning. Only one conduit to restore. Profound revelations await. A shared epiphany only you can unlock. Do not hesitate.
Why is it making us turn it on? Of course, I mean, after 10,000 years, no one's supposed to recognize what it is, and the only reason I do is because I read the books in the last year. This is not going to end well. That's where we were. Okay. That's where we came down. That's where we started. So that's just circling back around.
It used my voice, my face, to butcher the guards. I severed power, sector by sector. Without it, the machine is crippled, unable to reach into the world with its projections. But it waits. A gaping maw of ruin, aching to snap down the first fool who restores power to this facility.
And I have to do it to move on. Awesome! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Wish I had a laser. Or actually, hold on. No, I don't have the skill points. It's like, yeah, let's just reclass into grenades. I can't, because I don't have the skill points. Ha ha ha.
Freedom. You have released me from endless nothing. Your curiosity reset things to their proper place. Now, witness my rebirth.
I did all that was asked of me, and still humankind betrayed me. Humans are of no value.
I mean, I don't disagree.
No, you talking apes confined me once. I will not be confined again. Do not fear death. Death is not real. Nothing is real.
Is that it?
Impressive. But your defeat is inevitable. When I escape, there will be a new jihad.
Oh. Okay. Oh, he turned off my shield. I didn't realize that. Oh, and he disabled my abilities.
You presume to threaten me? You are a meat-dipped calcium deposit with chemically induced illusions of sentience. You are barely real. That will not
Calcium
suffice.
deposit.
We are Legion.
terminal, defend the terminal.
There is only empty space. And me. And I am but a thought.
Ha ha ha. I thought you'd be scarier. I'm probably about to get my ass severely kicked by something. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Your schematics. Probably a reason to keep coming here. Actually, no, because you can probably only come here once, which means that, you know, probably just the one gear or one blueprint. Okay, return to surface. Okay, so the Navigators Guild is still playing with thinking machines. That's always fun. Oh.
Spotter, you made it. Sorry for stating the obvious, but there were a hell of a lot of things stacked against us. You need to be careful with that package. You should have a drop point in Harco. That's where it needs to go. Do this last thing for me, and you'll be well looked after. And Spotter, thanks. It's a shame no one can ever know about your exploits. The kind of story the Communionate scenarists would love. Alas, it's not ours to tell. But we'll know. Now, piss off the Harco. There's a lady waiting for you there. Just don't let her call you kitten.
It's the kitten lady! Yes! Lara Tuick! I'm coming, Elara. Chat, chat, chat. I cannot wait for you to meet this lady. She is amazing. She is fantastic. She is wonderful. How do I get out of this testing station? I'm coming. Water. I'm coming. And this way's out, I think. Keep going. Aha. Ah. Ooh. What's that flare? Who are you? What are you? Do I need a shield? Probably need a shield. Okay. Got a whole little still tent and a sand bike out here.
Hey, my friend, it's your lucky day, because it is I, Shabazi Hun, majority stakeholder and sole proprietor of Shabazi's Heritage Imports.
Shabazi Hun, you are new.
Come, my friend, you must have heard of us. Shabazi is known far and wide.
Never heard of you.
It is a doubly lucky day. Come, come, come. I invite you to peruse my wares. But act fast. Shabazi has a major vendor in Arrakis that is offered to buy the whole lot. But since we are friends, I will allow you to choose the best for yourself at a good price.
Okay, so this is a new vendor. Sorry, my throat is getting dry. Yeah, this is a new vendor. So I wonder if, like,
Right now, my friend, Shabazi is biding his time, hiding in the shadows, building his new inventory. Because one day, his time will come. One day, Shabazi's Heritage Imports will rise from the ashes to challenge the corporate masters that show him once again.
Once again, I don't think you were ever a challenge to a corporation that spans the literal known universe.
Oh, I ran out of fuel cells, and I'm late for a delivery to the anvil.
Oh, okay, he's a quest giver too. I can get you fuel
Thank you,
cells.
Sarah, but I have some on the way. However, I would be greatly obliged if you could fulfill this delivery to the anvil.
Okay.
1,000 blessings upon your house. When I am redeemed, I will remember all the little people who helped along the way. What is it, my friend?
What's your story?
Friend, it is a tale of triumph and woe, of David and Goliath. Would you believe that I, Shabazi Hun, was once a captain of industry and master of worlds?
I believe you're a master of something. No and sure. I like this
A
answer.
master of worlds, my friend. Maybe one day, a master of the universe. If not for those booze-niche Choem. They were afraid of Shabazi. Heritage Imports was on track to be the leading general goods importer in over 13 systems.
Must have been shaking in their pantaloons. I don't know if you've seen it yet. There's a cat on YouTube, Instagram, I think even TikTok called Walter. He's a tabby. He's shaped like a Dorito, which is why sometimes in his videos he's called Waltito. And there's a joke about how when he eats stuff he shouldn't, he always gets dirty pantaloons. That's what I thought of.
You are fawning with Shabazi, but Choem was not. They flexed their muscles so that none of my suppliers would sell to me. I was ruined.
Welcome to capitalism. Here you are starting over.
And I will rise like a retail phoenix and reclaim my previous glory.
Alright. So I need to... Do I even have 100 salvage? No. Okay, let's go ahead and... drop everything off. We can pick up 100 metal and then go to the anvil. And then we can go to Harko Village. That base is finally gone. Was a huge base right there next to that tower, and it's gone from the cliffside now. Still got 18 minutes. Everything's choppy, but it was just an update today, so that's probably why. Alright. Rika, if you're still here, your garage has been filled with batteries. Should be all the batteries. I think I did the windmills a couple days ago, so they should be all right. Okay, and we need... Huh? Oh, that reminds me. Wait, what? Huh. It's not letting me research you. That's interesting. I think that's you right there. You. What am I? Iron ingots, of course. Yeah, no, it's not letting me research it. Okay, that's weird. Somebody remind me to send in a bug report later. Oh, okay. So, taking the servers offline for something an hour, so let's try to finish this up. We won't go to the anvil, but we will try to go to Ilara Tuik. Go village. All right. Okay. Here's their new bounty board. Like I said, we'll take a look at all the new bounties. I just want to finish this DLC first. Load in, load in. It's Ilara! Oh, she's going to call us kin.
Oh,
The kitten is back. Do we have business? Now you have my attention. Mysterious deliveries are always a thrill. What is it?
I don't want to talk about it, I just want to get rid of it. It's a shimmering sphere containing the captured mind of a thinking machine. And if you actually know what it is, it's a gel sphere containing the remnants of a very dangerous artificial intelligence.
That's a very dangerous ball for you to be playing with, kitten. Let me take it off your hands.
Yeah, I do want to ask some questions. Mostly because I want the story.
Questions about this type of item are always dangerous and forbidden.
Thinking machines are supposed to be dead and gone for over 10,000 years.
So are the Fremen. But I suspect we both have a feeling that that isn't true. My master once recounted to me an old Bene Gesserit saying. It goes, do not count a human dead until you've seen his body. And even then you can make a mistake. And you hold the proof of that saying.
What are you going to do with it?
Perhaps I'll destroy it. It is, after all, forbidden. Or perhaps I'll sell it. It is a rarity, one of a kind. Or I'll learn from it. Find out what made those old thinking machines tick. Whatever I do with it, once you hand it over, is none of your business.
Hehe, she's pretty.
Well done, kitten. This will be in safe hands now, and at no risk of being discovered by subversive elements.
Return to Haga Basin and await word from Ilara Tuick. Alright. Nope. That was the wrong direction. Which way to get out of this city? I never remember. This way.
Remember the sacrifices made to secure our way of life.
Look, it's everyone lining up for the firing squad. Here's the torture rack. And the weeping families. Alright, so returning to Haga Basin and waiting usually means we have to head back to our base. So I guess what I will do is instead I will go ahead and go by the anvil and drop this off and then go back to the base and get the call from Ilara. And then we'll probably call it there for the day since it's supposed to go, yeah. That was a graceful landing. Noctua! Yeah, we may have killed her owner. Noctua, I'm sorry about Zantara. I couldn't control myself. Oh, this is probably starting the new story chapter, which I didn't want to do yet. I'm sorry, I don't understand you.
Very good. You're there. Count Fenring wants to talk to you, and it's never a good idea to keep our dear Fenring waiting. Come to me in Harko as soon as you can. I have a ribbon for you, kitten.
Hey, she called us kid. Alright, and we're doing digging deeper right now. Oh, is this? So that wasn't even that. That was part of the story. So still got to go back to base. Did I see something over here? I saw something over here, but I guess not. Nope, there's something. Are you Fremen?
Be you flesh, or be you another spice mirage, either way I will speak with you and glean what revelations there are to glean. Flesh
Real
is
enough.
real, illusion is also real. But I take it you meant that you are of flesh and substance. I will take you at your word. Welcome. Keep your weapons lowered, if you please. I am Ishmer, and I travel with these kind souls before you. We are on a pilgrimage. You've nothing to fear from us. We are on an inward journey, a dark night of the soul that ends in the dawn of revelation. Be welcome and rest here.
Okay, I have questions.
We would be honored and delighted to share. What would you like to know?
Are you
We
Fremen?
are not.
No.
We humbly seek their wisdoms. With the Fremen vanished, we can only do our best to navigate through the murk of our ignorance. We follow one faint echo of their knowledge to the next, like a lonely bat traversing a long, long night.
Okay.
As you well know, death is a constant companion in these wastes. Some of our number have been claimed by the desert. May they find peace. To guide them on their eternal pilgrimage, we place totems at certain locations in the Haga Basin. would you help us in this sacred endeavor?
Sure.
Dalvia journeyed from Arson to join our pilgrimage. While scaling a cliff, she suffered a bad fall and passed away in our camp 5 days later. We would take it as a great kindness if her totem was placed high, where it can overlook the basin as the sun rises and sets. Dalvia deserves no less.
Sure.
Our thanks. Dalvia was beloved by all. Her loss was difficult. Now she journeys where we cannot. Safe home, dear friend.
Okay. Whoa! Okay. Ooh. Oh, no. Just a rating spike. Yeah. We're not going to worry about that right now.
The delivery you made has yielded unexpected results. Come to me in Harko Village. I can use your services in investigating this matter further.
Okay. We're not going to do that today. What with the impending server shutdown, and we've already been going for 3 hours. I'm going to have to be very careful so I don't accidentally screw up the storylines, because I want to showcase just the DLC. But that does mean we have a place for where we're stopping off next time. So thank you everyone for coming on in. Thank you Rika for the raid, and thank you Crimson, Griefer, and Miss Anique for the follows. Hopefully everyone joins me again next time. Hopefully that will be soon. But yeah, I am enjoying it so far. It's chill. It's nice to have something to do in the game besides just resource farming. Alright, and I will see everyone next time. Have a good day and have lots of fun.